Hey, Amiga Gamer. Hey, Sigurbjorn. How's everything going? Oh, lovely. We have our first tech malfunction of the night. Let's see. Which one of you little bastards is the cable? Yep, they're right there. Oh, I see. I see what I've forgotten to do. Dang it. There we are. Hello. Alright. Let's try this again, this time with a little bit more USB hub functioning, because Josh forgot to turn it on. Alright. Hey Squire, Amiga Gamer, Sigurbjorn, how y'all? All is okay. I'm not sure I would quite call it well, but okay, certainly. Day job still being the limbo that it is, but you know, it's just how it is. But yeah, it seems to be all Mac all the time around here now. All of a sudden, we've got let's see if I can. Yeah, this camera did not start either. Hang on just 1 second. There we go. So I've got yeah, first tech malfunction so far. Exactly. Hey, 4 a.m. How you doing? Yeah, so I've got my well, not mine. None of these machines are mine. This is another repair stream here. But I've got a Mac SE here. Yeah, it's a toaster Mac. I do not have a toaster Mac. I have exactly one Mac now, and you all have seen it in previous streams. I think this is about as good as I'm going to get this camera here at the moment. Yes, 8 megahertz of 68,000. Goodness, that's not a bad way to describe it. Not a bad way to describe it at all. Like a shitty black and white Amiga with worse sound as well, right? Yeah. So this guy, I basically my boss went through his closet, went through his attic, and pulled out a couple of machines, and this is one of them. So this machine actually is supposed to work. He showed me pictures of it, booting just fine, but it needs, you know, all the usual preventive maintenance that a Mac of this age is going to need. Now, unlike the SE30, the caps on this have probably not leaked, but I definitely want to recap the analog board and probably the power supply as well. And in order to do that, I need to open it up, figure out what kind of power supply it's got, because apparently there are a bunch of different ones that Apple use, and the cap kits are slightly different. So I'll be doing that. And then, all right, I'm gonna take this off of the desk here for just a moment, because I'm gonna have to lug this other beast up here. Oh my God. Oh. What a freaking tank this is. And I don't know how I'm going to even get this in the picture. But yeah, there we are. Actually, I wonder if I can just swing this around here. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. The Mac XL. This was his from back in the day. The SE, he's not even sure where that came from. Someone must have given it to him at some point. But this was his machine. At one point, he's a bigger Mac guy than I am. He's a Mac guy at all. I'm not a Mac guy. 5 megahertz. Even the Mac XL can be turned back into a Lisa with a ROM swap. Does it even require a ROM swap? I've heard different opinions on this. Whether there's even a ROM difference, if it was just like literally, here's a Lisa with these different set of discs. I don't know. But apparently this kind of works. It's got a bad memory board, he says, and it will not boot with that board installed, but it will boot with just the one memory board. Doesn't leave you much RAM to do much, but he hasn't done anything with it anyway, but it does show some graphics on the screen. So I'm going to check into this. Later Mac XLs have a ROM without the bits needed for the Lisa. Okay. Yeah, I know nothing about this. So this is going to be a debug the RAM board thing, but yeah, this is the first I've never been in. I know I've been around a Lisa because I think there was one out at VCF once when I went, but yeah, this is totally new. And there's just absolutely no way I'm going to be able to get a light on this. I apologize. Turn it around a little more. My other light might work. Yeah. So here we are. This is the back of it. There's just two knobs that come off there, and then the back plate comes out. And I was just like, okay, great. What do I do now? But then I realized it's actually pretty cool design. Just yank the whole machine right out. And so this sorry, my camera's a little harder to grab now that I've rearranged things. So yeah, this memory board is apparently malfunctioning. This memory board is apparently good. So he's powered it on enough to know that it doesn't catch fire. So yeah, I think it's probably time to light this up. Early, yes, I am a little early. I got a little bit ahead of myself with things around the house, and I was just like, you know what, I can start the stream. So yeah, it's got all these cards in there, in like a proper card cage. Here's our board. I really should be wearing my static strap for this. Yeah, bring this more like that. Yeah, big ceramic dip 68,000 right there. There's our ROMs with the you can see the adhesive, their adhesive where these things used to have foil covers. I'll have to put that back on. I'm pretty sure those ROMs are well preserved now. I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, various and sundry logic, and I guess a little bit of programmable logic like this guy here. Yeah. Let's see here. It's like a real computer, yeah, with these all sorts of chips and these great big cards. Plunk that in. More chips than on an Amiga. Well, Apple wasn't big into custom chips at the time, I guess. Here's our I/O board. There's one little bodge wire on it, and then the thing that both surprised and relieved me, because I don't know anything clearly about the Lisa, is that there's no battery on here. I expected this to be like a giant pile of steaming death in the form of that NiCad, but I guess that's not the case on the Mac XL or the Lisa 2. So I don't know, but that's great. Hey, Retro Hitch, how are you? Apple PCB grid labels, yeah. That's these letters and numbers on the board, so you can identify which location.
Have an Amiga, an A500, and we also have under there Commodore, a Sinclair Spectrum. Fuck, I've embraced DJ Hoffman for a second there. And I need to click back. We also have some other things, lots of other things. Yeah, fuck.
I was like,
fuck you, Hoffman.
That looks like a Commodore.
It's very easy, isn't it?
What you doing with a Commodore on your stream there, Hitch? Early Macs were powered by Steve's Ego. Yes, I believe that is the case. It's in the spec sheet, I think, even. Thanks for shouting out, Retro Hitch, Amiga Gamer. Yeah, and then it's got expansion slots over here. I don't know what sort of stuff would be put in them, but they're there. Yeah, I mean, it very much reminds me of like a Tandy Model 2. You know, the big business systems, the way it's got this card cage and everything. So, alright, get that back in there. Frames dropping? I have no idea. I got the great big green square here on my OBS. That's all I know. On your end. Okay, good. Thank you, Lady Alaros. Alright, and before we do this, I'm going to do like I always do, just basic electrical safety checks. Let me turn on my overlay. Hang on a second. Sync up. Wake up. I had to reboot my server the other day. I hope it's not dead. Bugger. Alright, that's not syncing, but y'all can see the display anyway, so it doesn't matter. My fancy overlay is not functioning. 183 ohms, that's fine. This is going to be a hefty load. Make sure nothing is short to ground. Nothing appears to be short to ground. Let's see if ground is shorted to ground. Ground looks good. And nothing else is shorted to ground, so we know that live's not connected to the ground. Man, I gotta fix my stupid overlay. That's annoying. So down in that bottom right corner where the little multimeter icon is supposed to be the remote overlay for this meter. And it's not working. That's a bummer. I will fix that later. Apparently Lisa slots. Of course, they would have their own type of slot. 2-port parallel, 4-port serial cards, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Jelly Be Good. Yeah, I did not make it to VCF. I did not make it to VCF East. I am. Well, I don't know what the future holds for me in terms of shows for the rest of the year. All right. Let's see. Oh, and thank you for the sub for 25 months. That is awesome support. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm checking out the power switch. It's hidden down under here. Oh, this is another ridiculous thing. Bizarre. So, the keyboard. I can get the camera a little better. The keyboard jack is a 1/4-inch TRS phone plug. And here's the power button. And it doesn't appear to be a latching type either. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to come on as soon as I plug in the power or not. We'll see. Okay. Gonna try and get this to where y'all can maybe see a little bit of the screen. There we go. Keyboard jack on the original Mac Plus. I have, because I have one over there, and it's a ridiculous RJ type thing. But yeah, this. Yeah, here is the keyboard plug. And yeah, the keyboard, the entire machine here is just covered. It's absolutely orange. Like it is yellowed almost to rival my Commodore 128. Thank you for the follow, Lark. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Hello. How are you? Orange is the new black. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even sure Javier could do anything about this amount of yellowing, but that's going to be up to whoever eventually owns this machine, because the thing that I never do with vintage machines, I'm doing with this one, which is I'm going to fix it up and I'm going to sell it immediately, because this is just worth entirely too much stinking money for either of us to have sitting around on a shelf. So yeah, this is gonna be sold. Sorry about that. I need to consult some folks on the value of the machine, but it is most definitely going to be 4 figures, from what I can tell what these things are worth, even in this condition. Almost Pumpkin Spice 128 shades, almost, but not quite. Pixar your 2C monitor when you first got it was worse than this? Wow, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna plug the peripherals in. So I got the keyboard there, and I got the mouse. The mouse is a semi-standard DE9, but it's got this weird shroud on it, because I don't know why, because Apple, I suppose. I will keep you in mind, Hitch. I will keep you in mind. If you're really serious about shipping this 40-pound beast, I will do all. I'm going to do all the things right. It's going to be professionally packed, because I'm not going to take the liability on something like this. It's going to be one of those sales that I never do. So this, the capacitor, yeah. This came out of the 386, my compact 386, which I've had on stream before. I was starting the process of recapping the power supply, so I had to pull this so I could find a suitable replacement. 680 microfarads, 250 volts, 105C. Sorry, I keep putting things in the wrong place. Absolute beast, $6 a piece to replace these, and it has 2. It's pretty much your holy grail. Okay, all right. All right, so peripherals are connected. I guess the last thing I can do now is I'm going to switch the power off on the bench supply. Plug in the AC. Readjust the camera. Written Elisa app. You would love it, but you don't have the space or the cash. Yeah. I have neither the space, and quite frankly, my boss and I could both use the cash right now. So yeah, that's the situation with that. Okay, fire in the hole. All right, it did not power on. I'm going to press the button now. Well, you can all see me press the button. And nothing happens. Okay. That's interesting, because he very clearly texted me a picture of it working. So press the button, yeah. That is connected here. These things don't have like a cover switch interlock, do they? Price just went down. Yeah, no. This thing's going to be fixed when it's sold. Okay, maybe it doesn't even power on when that RAM board is installed. Early version of an object-oriented Pascal. That sounds positively horrific. Took months to pull together the needed development tools. Yikes. Yikes. All right. Turn the beast around. Static strap mic back on. All right, so he says that this memory board is the bad one. So let's pull that. Apple Computer Inc. What do we got on here? I'm just taking a look at the actual chips they have on here. So 4864s. So it's a whole bunch of 64 kilobits. Alright, and the silkscreen is divided into lower byte and upper byte because it's a 16-bit machine. Whew. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does this thing actually have parity RAM? Wow, that's interesting. Because they're all 4164 types. So yeah, 64. So each one of these is 256K by 16. So 512 kilobytes. 256K words. The Workshop can make 3 types of apps. Console, which I'd run from Workshop. QuickPort, and Quick Draw, so you can draw into basically functionality. Workshop didn't have everything needed to make fully usable apps, and you had to piece it all together. Yikes. 800XL from Revive in Poland. Yeah, I saw that too. I'm really curious to see what the heck that actually is. Evening, Rex. How you doing? We're tearing into a Mac because, well, I don't know. Because I'm too dumb not to, I suppose, is the answer. So, alright. Memory board out. Turn this guy around, reconnect the mains. Working on this tiny little desk and trying to keep everything in shot for the camera. Alright, take 2. Mains energized. Button. Nothing. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a mighty awful drum. A mighty big letdown on the drum roll. The cat from this machine, no. I have not had a look at anything in the power supply. So, I guess no good power cord. Yes, no good power cord. And in fact, no. I swear I can hear a little bit of the power supply energizing and de-energizing in here. I don't know. Yes, I have done that as well, Lady Halaros. I have absolutely had a problematic power cord. Your wallet is backing away from you. All right, well let's see if we can't take a look at what's going on with this power supply. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. The parts to build 8 or 10 FujiNets. Nice. I need to get some of the other platform FujiNets, because I think that would be cool. Lisa supporting the gem sources released some years ago. That would be cool. Alright. Power supply out of the cage. Welcome, MMU Man. How are you? Welcome to the stream, wherein I try to figure out why this Lisa will not power on when my boss clearly powered it on over the weekend. Data Power Incorporated, Orange County, California. Dated March 15th, 1984. Wow, this is a beast. This is a beast of a power supply. All right. So looks like these two screws here, and probably these three here. What say we? Get that. All right, if I turn that off, does that help? Yeah, that helps. Okay, rear screws, front ones here. That's a nice, good collection of Ataris there, Jelly Be Good. I approve. All right. Can we get this cage off now? Right. Big, beefy power supply with half of it potted in hot glue. Alright, so we've got a nice big collection of reefas down the side here. You can see our lovely reefa delayed action smoke generators. There's our fuse. All the magic smoke in weight, yeah. Alright, fuse is good. Okay. Aha! Alright, I found it. That's why. These reefas have not gone. They're ready to at any moment, but they have not gone. So here's the reason it won't come on, is there is, in fact, right here, an interlock switch. This is designed clearly. Let me find my wooden pokey thing. This switch right here is supposed to have something press in when that back cover is closed. So it does in fact have a safety interlock. Reinstall that. No, I don't think this one has a 240 mode on the power supply. The power supply is shown as 120 volts only. So, all right. Oh, nope. Nope. I just did a dumb thing. You cannot do it yourself. Well, I mean, at some point, you kind of want to keep stupid people from doing stupid things, if you can, if all it takes is a switch. And then people like me can come in there and just ham it all up and override all the safeties and, you know, all the things. All right. Well, I mean, there is no shortage of stupid, whether that stupid is me or someone else. I saw something on the Fediverse the other day in the context of some park thing where someone basically said, dang it. Someone basically said that they were surprised to learn that the biggest problem with designing bear-proof trash cans is there's a really large overlap between smart bears and stupid campers. Your G4 pull handle, everything comes out. Oh yeah, I love those G4s too. I basically had a job servicing those G4s when I was in college. The math department had a massive computer lab full of those G4s, and I would come in every day after class, walk up to the front desk staff. They'd hand me a list of all the dead machines, and I'd just go out on the floor, plonk, pop them open, take the RAM out, clean it with a pencil eraser, pop it back in, turn the machine on. 99 out of 100 times, machine boots up fine. And I just go say, all right, machine's working again. And I did that for like $7.50 an hour. Yeah. I seem to know a lot of people who like Macs. So I have 3 Macs that I need to finish up. I have my boss's original Macintosh, and then I have these 2. So I gotta get these things gone. I gotta get that all dealt with. Button this up before we all potentially go our separate ways from this company. Who knows? All right, that's on. Hey, Mac84, how are you? Eep to you too, my friend. And eep to you too. All right. Yes, there it is right there. There's the blasted thing that I should have looked for immediately to see. Does this thing have a safety interlock? Yes, it has a safety interlock. EEPROM, yeah. Alright. Back case is reinstalled. I promise I won't kill myself trying to run this machine. Sheesh. You never let me have any fun, Apple. Alright. Now, we'll reattach the mains for like the 3rd time. Forward safety interlock, thanks Econ. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Mains energize. Okay, and power button. Oh, we have power. I can hear it spinning up. Yeah. All right, yes, hard drive. Very loud hard drive. All right, and CRT gradually coming on. And there we have picture. This song, oh, the background music, this is an anthem for Winterchip. It's an Atari it's Atari 8-bit Poketune. It just came out of my collection. So yes, we have a very, very unhappy CRT. Picture looks absolutely awful. Well, okay, actually, it's... I can bring it up a tad. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly crisp. It's just, I have to really crank the brightness, and then you start to see raster, right? So by the time I have this thing at a brightness where I feel like this is what a monitor should look like, you're seeing raster scan, which is what these diagonal lines are. So it's overdriving. So yeah, this could be an issue with the monitor chassis. You're absolutely right, Lady Alaros. It could just also be that the tube is not happy. It's hard for me to tell. The focus is not too bad in the center. It's almost dead on, actually. So yeah. So yeah, at this point it gives us the incredibly unhelpful, basically I have no software message. And won't turn off when I press the power button. The sign-on screen indicates this is running the very last of the Lisa ROMs, Rev H, which can run everything including Lisa Office System. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Tom. Alright, I'm going to kill the mains. So yeah, we have a very, very noisy hard drive in there. A fairly unhappy monitor, whether it's CRT or chassis, I don't know. And also he says, bad RAM board. iMac has it and the cap is buried in the plastic. Yep. Everything important to fix on those stupid things is buried in the plastic. Nope, y'all don't need to see my bench monitor. I want y'all to see this. Lisa 2 was released in '84. Apple widget hard drive, designed in-house, real piece of shit. Okay. See if I can just do this and pull the board card cage out. Nope. Pull that. Get out of there. Alright. I'm going to set this aside and just, I think, defeat the interlock the next time I power this on. What time is it? 7:30. Alright. Alright. I really like Atari tunes, personally. I'm a big fan of them. Responding to MMU Man's message there. Alright, let's see what happens with the bad RAM board installed. I think that's solid. That's inserted. Now, mostly I'm just kind of curious what the actual failure mode is with that RAM board installed. Alright, now I'm going to have to... This is about the best angle I'm going to be able to get on this, because I'm going to have to be able to reach back here and hit that power interlock switch so I can actually turn it on. But, alright. Mains. Interlock. I said interlock. And power. Alright, that was a very different, just 2 beeps right off the bat, so unhappy. On a website called Battle of the Bits with a lot of PokeTunes. Awesome! PokeTunes are great. Yeah, alright, we just have garbage on the screen. Okay, that's documented, that's good. Give it a hug. There. I've given it a hug. It's fairly dirty, and I don't want to give it more of a hug than that. Thank you for the follow, Chun G&G. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Atari Manic Miner. Yes, I love this one. I love this version. This is a Rob Hubbard Poketune, and it is the only good thing about that game. Everything else about that game is terrible. But it's worth firing up just for the music. And Mac84 TV, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. Well, this might be as far as I really want to dig into with the Mac XL tonight. I'm trying to think. Well, all right. While I've got it open, I got the static strap on and everything. I'll pull it out and just extract that RAM board so I can work on it later. It's an absolute shed load of chips, and also impossible to test in situ. So I really don't know how in the hell I'm gonna deal with that. But okay, I'll put the rear case back on. Oh yeah, very cranky, no doubt. I'm just so happy that it works as much as it does. There's a lot of hope of being able to restore it to functionality. Socket them all and test them. Yeah. All right. So let me put this down here, and then I'm gonna get this XL off the bench. Just a moment. So tell me, Mac84, have you ever worked on one of these machines? Do you have any advice? Other than don't drop it on your toe. Oh. I actually do have a Mac with a 400K that can write disks, but I also have disks. So let's see what we've got. We've got MacWorks system disk. Thankfully, the one you got last year is happy. You need to reflow the analog board a bit. Cool. Yes, it is an absolute beast. Yeah, MacWorks Plus, System Disk A, Lisa MacWorks, MacDraw. I pull out floppy disks at 4 a.m. wakes up in chat. Megafile Plus install Disk B, Mac Paint, Megaform, the MacDraw, dollars and cents for the Macintosh, whatever that is. But I mean, to your point, I know nothing about the state of software preservation for this machine, and if any of these disks need to be preserved, get in touch with me. In fact, I will. On Disk and Protected, and has several versions. Oh, okay. I will toot out a list of these things, and folks can tell me if any of this stuff is unique and warrants imaging. I will have to send it to one of you because I do not have a imaging solution for a 400K. But okay, let's getting back to the. Sorry, my overhead camera's being a little bit of a pain here. Yes, we should absolutely do that 4 a.m. All right, so yeah, this is all just 64K by 1 DRAMs, an absolute crap ton of them. And there is no way to, there's no easy way. Well, okay. If my camera would cooperate. This is actually, there's a fair bit of corrosion just on this card edge. All right, I'm gonna have to put it back on the bench again. Dang it. All right. Because really, this absolutely needs to be cleaned up and could be the source of the problem. As I like to say, it's definitely a problem. I don't know if it's the problem. But let's see if I can. Yeah, that's some nasty right there. Yeah, indeed, Lady Alero. Start with the simple stuff. So that's nasty. That's very nasty. Yeah, but it is absolutely the right thing to do when working on one of these things, to just closely inspect problematic boards to see if they have any obvious breaks, cracks, corrosion, stuff like that. I think, yeah, it is considerably cleaner just from that, but I want to get the deoxit. I hate using this stuff because it goes everywhere, but it is really good for this sort of thing. And then the other thing I need is my cleaning pen. What do I do with it? There it is. My cleaning pen here. Now this has a wire. This has a wire brush in it, and that is not the thing that I want for this. So let's change that. I was cleaning some really badly corroded thing last time, and so I put the metal brush. And it's not like super stiff metal, but I don't want to use it on a gold-plated card edge because this will scrape the gold right off the card edge. That would not be good. So instead, yes, I want to be very gentle. Got fiberglass, which works pretty well, but it's a pain in the butt and it goes everywhere. I'm gonna try. See, I think this is also fiberglass. These are both fiberglass. I'm gonna try nylon. I'm not sure I've ever actually used this tip before. Let's see if it does anything. So for this, I'm just going to use a little bit of alcohol. And see if it takes up that green crud. And I think it is. Betsy and Samantha, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Working on we've got a Lisa / Mac XL RAM board here on the bench right now. Another Hubbard Pokey tune. Yup. I haven't done the Pokey music in quite a while. It was the regular thing I had when I was in Atari stream, but I haven't put it on stream in a while. Do you not have an Atari 8-bit, Sigurdbjorn? Ah. Yeah, I guess not. Alright, so I'm going to give this a little spray. And then go over it with the cotton bud. See how much more gunk this pulls off of it. Not a lot. It's slightly gray. You probably can't see it on camera. But the cotton bud is slightly gray after that pass. Hey, Texas Foos, what's up? Alright. That is, as I guess you might expect, pretty clean at this point. But the new, yeah, that Revive Machines or whatever 800, I'm really curious to know what it actually is. I'm really curious to know what it actually is, because that could be a pretty interesting machine if it's something like, you know, the C64 Maxi, you know. I can see that getting legs. If it actually is a thing, I don't know, because all we've seen are nothing but what's clearly 3D renders. Oh, hey, Girl Geek, how are you? I am trying not to get a hernia from lifting this stupid Mac. Yeah, it's something between the Ultimate 64 and, you know, the C64 Maxi. We just don't know. So I guess we will find out. Anyway, see if I can get this open. We'll put this memory board back in and see if it's any happier. Maybe take a look at the connector on the other one too while we're at it. Nope. Put this one in first so I don't get them mixed up. Yes, I too enjoy a good Weird Al parody. Alright, what's everyone's favorite Weird Al parody? Now this connector does not have that crap on it. So I don't know anything about the slot either. I should probably hit the slot with some deoxit. I have to pick only one. Alright, you're right. I can't pick a favorite either, so tell me a favorite. How about that? It's hard to tell what's going on down in that connector. I'm just gonna hose it out with the deoxit, and now my can decides to leak. Amish Paradise, very good. Excellent choice. The Jurassic Park style album is great. Forget the title. Jurassic Park style. I might have missed that one. I did miss a lot of Yoda. Oh yes, Yoda also excellent. Excellent. Alright. I think this one was the bad board. Could have marked it, but it didn't. That's okay, I can tell it's because it's got the clean connectors. Word Crimes. Yes, Word Crimes is absolutely on the list. You're not going into the slot. Alright, there we go. About the Pentiums, yep, that's good. I love Rocky Road. I don't know that one. Performed This Way, I've not seen that one. I heard that there was going to be a great video. Did that video ever get made when he finally sorted out stuff with what's her face's management? Devo send up Dare to Be Stupid. That's also good. Yeah. Gaga. Yes, that's it. I Love Rocky Road is a 1983 album. Okay, that might have been before I really listened to it. The Weird Al Pinball. I have not. I think I've seen it. And in fact, I may have even seen it on one of your streams or one of your friends' streams, Girl Geek. But I've not played it. We don't have anything like that. Another one, Rides the Bus. That's really early, like Dr. Demento days, yeah. My personal favorite is Tacky right now, because the video for that is ungodly amazing. The video for Tacky. That one's off of Mandatory Fun, I think. Very recent one. Listening to that album in the gym on a Walkman, nice. As that's the right way to listen to Weird Al. If any of you have not seen the music video for his song, for his parody Tacky, it is brilliant. And yes, it is actually one take. Well, no, it's not one take, it's one shot. It was the 6th take of the day when they nailed it. I had to dive down the rabbit hole learning about that video. It was amazing. Okay, memory boards both installed. Slightly cleaner than when we found them. We know what happens when it's not working, so let's see what happens now. Just give me a second to adjust the camera. Alright. Change his dress while going down the stairs while the camera's in the elevator. Absolutely. That was, oh god, it was so good. So good. Alright. Everyone, hold on to your butts. Nope. Same errors. Okay. Yes, the sad Lisa. Actually, before I turn it off, let's see if we get the same pattern on the screen. And we do. Exactly the same. Alright, no change in behavior. Alright, well, as I like to say, it was a problem, just not the problem. Give you codes like a Sad Mac? No. It gives me nothing. It gives me nothing. But, yeah, alright. So it's time to, we're gonna put this thing aside and move on to the SE. Oh, yay, yay. The Mac SE. Yes, a bit of mule. A bit of mule. All right. So, first thing, all right, I'm going to power this thing up, and let me get a mouse and keyboard, because this thing should boot properly. Still on Weird Al favorites. This song's just 6 words long. Okay. No, we could stay on Weird Al favorites for the rest of the night, and I'll just hang out here, looking at dead Macs. Trying to think what some of my other favorites are. Oh, phony calls. I really like phony calls. You swap those RAM boards? I think he already did. I need to confirm with him. I have all computers at a weird angle on my bench. Yeah. Eat it. Oh, that reminds me. Addicted to Spuds. Another of my favorites. Okay, this machine works. Oh, right. Remember that whole power cord thing earlier? All right, let's try it again. There we go. All right, now I'm hearing the hard drive spin up now. All right. At least trying to spin up. It's a very noisy cooling fan and a very unhappy hard drive. And a bunch of ghosting on the monitor. I don't know if y'all can see that. But the monitor is ghosting fairly badly, and that is chassis. And we're also seeing a little bit of vertical collapse. So that's capacitors in the analog board, which I plan to do anyway. But, oh man, it's going to be a bummer if the hard drive is dead, because I told him I would just go ahead and image the hard drive, and I've got a Blue SCSI on order from Joe. I was just going to image the hard drive and put it on the Blue SCSI instead, because it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. Alright. Let's see, does this one have a reset button over here? I just have to power cycle it. I'm going to try power cycling and see if the hard drive comes back. Because I heard it at least try to spin up. Alright. I actually heard the start beep this time. Which I swear to God I didn't hear the first time. But, who knows. Nope. Oh, hard drive death already. What a bummer. Yeah. The startup disk for it? Not offhand. I agree. I guess it could be just corruption. But again, you know, it was working on Saturday. It was booting from the hard drive on Saturday. But the trip in my car could have made the drive somewhat unhappy. But for this machine, I have a floppy EMU, which I could boot off of, but it's in Apple II mode for my 2GS, and I don't really feel like flipping it around into Mac mode. I think instead what I'm going to do is just get this thing apart, because I need to figure out what the power supply is and what cap kits I need for it so I can fix the chassis and fix all that stuff. And we'll take a look at the hard drive too. See if it's leaking oil or something disgusting like that. All right. Oh, now I get to demonstrate the correct way of opening a toaster Mac. Use GS and ADT Pro to make system disks for your Plus. I don't have a drive for my GS. All right. So, step one: absurdly long Torx 15 screwdriver. Take out the 2 screws down here on the bottom. Which, I'm sorry, you can't see that until I adjust the camera. The Mac cracker, exactly. That is what they are referred to. Alright, get my screw box. And then this is the fun part. I forget where I learned this trick, but this is like apparently the correct way to open a toaster Mac. You come in here, and there's 2 screws right there. You take them out a little bit, but you do not completely remove them. And then you hit it with a hammer. And y'all can see, it just popped that front panel right off. Now, we can take the screws out the rest of the way. Yes, I will. I promise I will be careful around the high voltage. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Top and bottom screws on this one are different. I don't think they were different on the Plus I was opening before. Y'all can see they're very different thread profiles. Maybe you can't see because my camera's crap. They're very different thread profiles between these 2 screws. This is a very fine, one of them is a very fine thread, the other one's a much coarser thread. I need better cameras. This is ridiculous. Alright, I will probably remember that because these top ones go into plastic and these bottom ones go into metal. Anyway, now that we have busted the thing open, put a little protective thing down here, and readjust my camera. Yep, the other one goes into plastic, the other one goes into metal. Exactly. So now I should be able to... Oh, check these beefy feet on the bottom. That can't be stock, right? No, these things look like they're just glued in place. And they're threaded. They're actually threaded. Like this Mac was mounted to something. Yeah, no, yeah, Jobs would not have done. Bigfoot. Yeah, wow. I wonder what this thing did. I wonder what this thing did in its former life. All right. And that was easy. Oh boy. And looking inside the case, we see a bunch of corrosion down here in that corner. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, we've got corresponding corrosion here on the plate, on the RF shield. Oh God, I hope we don't have a big mess inside. All right, well, it's not a huge mess, and there's not really a problem on top. So there may have been some ingress into this case. I don't know. But it doesn't look like we have that sort of corrosion. Get those batteries out. Absolutely, yeah. Get its trouble nugget out. The trouble nugget. I like that. I've not heard that one before. Thank you, Lady Alaros. Does it have the signatures? No, it does. But it has them not in the plastic, but in an engraved piece of metal here. Well, they're not engraved; they're raised, but it's on. Well, no, actually, this is. Yeah, all right. So it is. No, I'm sorry, I was wrong. It is just metallized plastic. It is metallized plastic. But yeah, it's got all the signatures in there. It fooled me. It looked that good. I thought it was actually metal. It's not metallized metal inside. Yes, plastic with EMI paint. Thank you. Catching them for trapping male cats when it's trouble nuggets. Ouch. No, it's just set aside. I will probably be restoring it because it's in reasonable condition. Not particularly bent, not particularly corroded. I can clean this gunk off. Now there's if it were my personal one, I probably would leave it off, but it's not mine. It's a repair job, so I don't make those decisions. These wires have just absolutely been crushed between the back plate. That's a problem. But all right, we've got a Quantum Pro drive in there. Something batteries, exactly. Let's see what we got. So power supply, it's a Sony. That's the main thing that I wanted to ascertain from this, was what type of power supply we're dealing with. And it is a Sony, so I can order the Sony cap kit. Let's see. I guess actually, let's just set it back on its front again. These are the dangerous parts, just so everyone knows. And they're nicely covered. There's no real exposed high voltage in this thing, in this state. So I should, at this point, be able to remove the logic board. Just basically yank it out of its slot here. Oh wait, no, I can't do that until I disconnect all the cables. I'm sorry. Where is my mind? Alright, it's going to be a lot easier if I disconnect it from the drive first, so I'll do that. And then the floppy drive. Floppy drive cable, really hard for this routing. Hey Voxel Trots, how are you? You have unfortunately missed the Mac XL, but I'm digging into the SE at this point. I don't think there's enough slack on this cable for me to get the board out and then unplug it. Maybe there is. Maybe there is. Hang on. There should be. Yeah, so there's this power cable. Survived another VCF East. Excellent. I, for one, know what it is like to not survive a VCF East. Is there a retention clip on this power socket? I wonder how hard it is to... You know what? I think we might just take the drive cage out of the way. Plug the power with this screw here and another one on the other side. Should be able to remove the drive cage and give myself a little bit more space to work in. Some models do have a retention cable. Okay, thanks Mac84. hard drive out of the way. It doesn't work anyway. Alright, now I can get in here, disconnect the floppy drive, maybe disconnect the power analog cable. Yep, there we go. Alright. What am I missing? I know these cables are still attached. They should be free enough to move and let me remove the board, but maybe not. Maybe they're not. Okay, that's... Alright. Oh my god, who designed these things? Floppy hard drive, main cable removes all you need. Yeah. I'm just trying to get these cables. Trying to get the floppy cable removed, although I might just have to let it feed through. SCSI cable is free. Floppy cable should pull through, given that slack that it's got on it. Oh, except that it's actually coming loose a little bit and hitting the top of that cage. Alright. That's free. Yay, yay. Not sure who actually did the engineering on it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know he put some rather stringent aesthetic requirements on machines that the engineers had to meet. But yeah, I feel like the cable routing could have been significantly improved. Poor pictures of the engineers because they can. Awesome. I love that. That is fantastic. See if I can persuade this SCSI cable to come loose. Maybe not. But it should pull through here. It's just really low clearance right there. And now I'm like ripping it out of the rails. Okay. That could have gone a little smoother, but this is how it actually went. So, yay. All right. Now we got a cable here that pulled off from I have no idea where on the bottom. The cable, it popped off from somewhere. Looks like it should plug onto this board somewhere, but I don't see where it's supposed to do that. Oh, there it is, right there. Look at my ham-fistedness, just like practically ripped that damn thing off the board. That's a thing I should have unplugged when I was unplugging the analog cable. Alright. We've done that before. Yeah. I don't work on mini compact Macs. Not my specialty. However, we all know what my specialty is. Quantum ProDrive not original. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I like this outrun on Pokey. So anyway, as we all know, my specialty is getting these damn things out. Yes, everyone say it with me. Get the damn battery out. Come on. Get out of there. It's got a little bit of a clinch to it. I might have to snip it off on the other side. The lava, exactly. That damn thing flying. I'm gonna go ahead. Put that off on that side. Heat it up right here. And out. Now that does look original to me. So, very, very pleased that that hasn't peaked. As a noob who's never recapped a machine 6100, yeah. Pointers on how to do it. Well, alright. Yes, it is definitely a Varda. Pointers on recapping machines. Rework is very different from soldering things together fresh. Like a lot of people so the first thing I would recommend to do is just get comfortable soldering. Yeah, so go ahead and drop a link to it, Mac84, if you can. People can post links here in chat. There are lots of good soldering tutorials out there. I don't know about any particular ones, but if Mac84 has one that he likes, then yeah, get comfortable soldering stuff together. But keep in mind that rework, which is doing stuff with boards that have already been soldered, is very, very different. Yeah, I'm sure you want to learn how to solder, Sloopy. The differences really just come down to knowing the material that you're working on and knowing if you're working on something that's very easy to damage. Because basically these boards are made of fiberglass, and when you heat them up, they turn to liquid. And in fact, you can see probably just a little bit of scarring right here, where my hot iron kind of dissolved a little bit of the solder mask around this one trace. In fact, I should probably check that trace and make sure I didn't damage it while I'm looking at it. It's just a short one, comes right around here. And indeed, 0.1 ohms. Oh, y'all can't see that, sorry. I'm sorry that my overlay is not working. This is super annoying to me. No, the learning does never end. This is true. Yeah, it's not syncing over to my server. The little Bluetooth icon keeps flashing on me. It's not syncing up to my overlay. I'll have to fix that. I'm sure it's a server side thing. So you have to get used to the idea of how much heat, how much physical pressure, and for how long you can apply and solder on these boards before you do any damage. So I highly advise that everyone get really comfortable soldering new stuff before they start working on recaps or any other sort of rework. But, you know, basically get or make a list of the capacitors on the board. Like there's a cap kit specifically for this board, and I'm going to order it, and it has all these axials on it. And then I will go one by one. So like this capacitor right here is these two traces, and I'm sorry you can't see jack on my lousy camera. But they're bent over, so the first thing I'm going to have to do is apply fresh solder to each one of the solder points I want to desolder. I'm going to use good quality fresh solder. I use Chip Quick, but Kester is also really good, and there's a couple other really good brands. And I highly advise people buy name brand solder, fresh stuff. Chip Quick, Kester, MG, SRA, those are all good soldering brands. So I'll apply some fresh solder to it. And, well, you know what, actually I can do this while I talk about it, because I'm going to have to recap this board anyway. There's my solder socket. So I'm going to use the manual desoldering pump here. So let me see if I can get a little bit closer. People can actually see what's going on. So I'm going to get a temperature controlled iron. This is a TS100 I have right here. And I have it set to 370 because I was just desoldering something big on there, that big battery. I'm going to set it back to 350. It's about where I run these things. If I'm working on a board that I know is a problem, I'll set it lower, and I may use other techniques. But basically, for a well-behaved board, a quality PC board like this is a quality board. I'm going to take these 2 points right here. I'm going to come in with my iron, and I'm going to add fresh solder to that joint right there. And this just sort of gets the solder flowing so it's easier to remove later. It seems sort of paradoxical sometimes to add solder before you remove solder, but that's what you want to do. Then I'm going to sort of bend this lead a little bit straighter with my iron while it's hot. And then I'm going to take a good quality desoldering pump. It's Engineer SS02, which the camera will never focus on. Made in Japan. It's about 40 bucks. It's pretty cheap. But it has a silicone nozzle on it that allows me to put it right on top of my hot iron. So clean my iron. Heat up the joint. Solder sucker. Pow. And you're not going to be able to see it on here, but that actually did a really clean hole. And if I give this lead a little flick with the iron, it is loose, and I can just come on this side and pretty much just lift this capacitor right out, because this leg is completely free now. Adding solder takes the contaminants out of the solder, so it floats on top and off with the rosin. Yes, the solder contains flux. If you have old solder or solder without good flux, you can add extra flux. Like I've got a tube of MG chemicals. This is MG 8341. So I can do that here. Like I could just put a little tiny dab of flux on top of that pin. And then when I heat it up, that'll have a similar effect. But I like just straight up going in there with fresh solder. I have to, sorry. Problem with this, problem with these hand desoldering pumps sometimes is that they clog up. So, all right, I had to eject the solder I just grabbed out. And then I'll do the same thing over here. I didn't get it on there right. Try that again. All right, now it's free and clear. And indeed, the capacitor just basically dropped out of the hole at that point. So that's how you desolder through-hole components when you're doing something like a recap. Original hard drive is a mini scribe. Ah, interesting. Yeah, that would be quite loud. Now, the way I actually usually desolder stuff when I'm doing a recap is I use this thing right here, which is a vacuum desoldering gun. And it has, it's like a soldering iron, but it has a vacuum hole here in the middle. And I can just put it over top of that lead, wiggle it for a second, let the solder flow, hit the trigger, and the solder and the vacuum just sucks all the solder off. And I'll go down a whole row doing it very quickly with a tool like this. A tool like that takes a little getting used to. You have to learn the boards, you have to learn the tools. A lot of it is just kind of, you feel when things are flowing properly and you get an instinct of how much heat to use where. Sloopy, the engineer desoldering pumps, is that what you mean? Or the vacuum gun that I have? Because I'm sure you use a vacuum gun, right? Surface mount caps. Yeah, so the surface mount caps, there's a couple of different techniques that I have used with different degrees of success on different in different situations. If I'm working on a board that has leaked, where the capacitors have leaked, and I don't want to apply more heat, because applying heat and heating up the leaked electrolyte is going to cause more damage, a lot of times I will cut through them. Where are my cutters? A nice sharp pair of cutters, and cut through the bottom of the capacitor. Manual pump, yes, you have a desoldering iron, which mostly use. Manual pump if you're hot air to remove an IC. Yeah. I really like the Engineer SSOT. Girl Geek likes it as well. And I had it recommended to me by a couple other people who really like it. So I highly recommend it. I have two complaints with this. One is this tiny Japanese instrument is too small for my cumbersome American hands, and also it jams really easy. But part of the reason it jams really easy is because it has a very tight bore, and so that's how it gets a lot of suction. So, you know, trade-offs. Favorite method is to pay someone who knows. Yeah. It took me a lot of practice on a lot of my own gear before I was comfortable doing an SMD recap for anyone else. So I did my Amiga 1200, which had leaked. And when I did my Amiga 1200, actually, no, I'm sorry, my 1200 had not actually leaked, except like maybe a couple ones. But when I did my 1200, because I knew the board was not going to tolerate temperature rework, I used this stuff right here, SRA Fast Chip. And this is a low melting point desoldering alloy. So I was able to run my iron at about 280 C, and I desoldered all of the SMD caps on my Amiga with this stuff, because you add this stuff to the existing solder joint and it lowers the melting temperature to like 150, 160 C. So you can take it off with a very cool iron and not heat your board up to liquidus when you're working on cheaply manufactured Commodore crap. Yeah, I lifted a pad on my 1200 as well, and I was just like, crap, what am I doing? And that's when I realized I was running my iron too hot, and I went to a different technique. Hey LT, how you doing? What if silicone hose and a regular solder sucker pump you benefit? Maybe. I mean, you can get a better fit on this, but like I was saying, the really big benefit from this is the piston and bore have such a good tight fit that it really generates a lot of suction. Right. But I bet there would be some advantage to it, yes. So that's my advice on recapping. Don't learn on vintage equipment because it is incredibly unforgiving. So anyway, okay, so now we have this board, which of course won't work anymore because I've just pulled a capacitor off of it. But I'm gonna need to recap it anyway, so fine, just start that. But yeah, the drive, trying to see if there's the metal one generates good suction like that as a cheapo plastic tip. All right, yeah. See if that helps. Looking for designators on this to see if I have any idea how big the blasted thing is. Got all the geometry in cylinders, heads, and sectors. I guess I could do the math. Pro tip, don't recap an Apple I board with Grandpa's Weller gun. No. Pro tip, don't recap an Apple I board. Yeah. It's in a housing. Does it need to come out? Yeah, not called vintage at the time. The hard drive, you mean? I mean, yeah. What I'm going to do is when I get the blue SCSI, I'm going to take the hard drive out, and I'm going to see if I can image this in one of my modern machines with SCSI. I'll see if I can image the hard drive and then make it. Otherwise, you know, I'll just get a pre-built image from somewhere and put that on the SD card for my boss, just so it'll run. Like I said, this wasn't his machine. He's not even sure where he got it, so it's not like it has his files on it that he wants me to retrieve. Otherwise, I would probably try a little harder. But it's just kind of a machine. The original drive was upside down in the case. It was in like, oh, the original drive was upside down in the case. Oh, weird. Yeah, I have no nostalgia for spinning magnetic media either. So, all right, we've got, and here's that really noisy fan as well. Well, sounded noisy. Maybe it's not that noisy. I don't know. So the analog board here, that'll come out, that'll get recapped. I need to order the Sony power supply cap kit because there's like 4 different power supplies for this thing. And then the logic board cap kit. So great, that's what I need to know to place my orders, get parts in. And then what I'm going to do is a thing I've done before with another SE. It was actually an SE30, which should fit here. There is a printable mount that you can get for a blue SCSI to mount in the expansion bay cover. And that puts the SD card for your blue SCSI accessible from the rear. So you can pop that thing out for transferring files. So I'm not going to mount the blue SCSI up here in the drive cage. I'm going to mount it back here in the expansion port. SE30, Pro Drive might be where this one is from. Or like this one, maybe. Yeah, I mean, clearly this machine has had a life with those feet on the bottom. Kind of crazy to me, but okay. But yeah. And I don't know about the floppy drive either. I'll see what he wants to do about the floppy drive. Didn't know you were going to fill all that space in an ST225, yeah. I mean, I remember, what was my first hard drive? I think my first hard drive was on a 386. It was a 60 megabyte, and it was already pretty full when I got it. And then I proceeded to learn about this thing called Stacker, which would allow me to compress my drive and get more space. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing that. And then I came to regret it later when I discovered how slow it was running on a 386 SX16. And then by then I didn't have the space to unstack it. So I just, yeah, it was an IBM PS2, but you know, it got me through high school. So it was good. It was what my dad could come up with, and I'm very thankful for it. So anyway, that's the state of the Macs. Let's see, I think I can stand this thing up again. Yeah, actually, it might have been double space rather than Stacker, but I think it was the one that they illegally copied from Stacker. It wasn't the 6.22 where they had to replace double space with drive space. Press the file and put the decruncher at the start of the file. Nice. But yeah, it was, you know, it was a thing. And then I'll have to see what the max RAM configuration is here. We've got all these nice little 30-pin SIMs. And I got a pretty good collection of them, so if I can beef up the RAM on it, I will. And this is just basic. It's going to be his daily driver Play Mac. So I'll try and get it set up for him as well as I can. And then the XL, when I can get that working, then yeah, see if I can find a good home for that. See if I can sell that sucker, because right now we kind of need the money, my boss and I. So yeah, but thanks everyone for hanging out and all the good chat and advice and figuring out all these machines with me. I really appreciate it. This is my awesome Tuesday. Y'all my awesome Tuesday team. Change the system sounds to EEP. Yeah. 4 megs limited in SE. Yeah, I'll have to see what these are. If these are 4s, if these are 1 megs, or if they're only 2 chips. So given the time period, I have a hard time believing they're 1 meg. But maybe they are. I don't know. But I'll figure it out. It's the IC number. Oh, I can't read it in this light. Hang on. They are TMS 44400-80s. TMS 44400 is the chip, and they're all the same. Machine's already maxed. Sweet. Thanks. That was a fast lookup. All right. Well, let's see if, I guess the last order of business of the day is to see if there's anyone out there that we should raid. Who have we got on right now? We've got, Gozgeek. I know him from Fediverse. He's probably playing some games, possibly even on Atari. So I think we will raid on over to Goz. Say hi to him. See what he's up to. Let me see if I can actually make sure that the stream is truly live. That's DJ Psycho. Nope, don't need that. Yes, he is playing Atari. So we maybe having playing Atari and possibly having some Twitch issues. Let's see. Or offline. Never sure. Hey Proton, how are you? We're just about to raid on over. Looks like Gauze is actually offline. Oh, Sid is doing pinball. So we will raid on over to Sid instead. Yeah, that sounds good. This y'all like some pinball, right? Yes, Atari rules, absolutely. All right, thanks everyone for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Have a good week and do lots of retro stuff. I will keep folks updated on the Fediverse. I am 48K RAM at oldbytes.space. In case anyone, I think I know most of you from Fedi, so that's good. Have a good evening, have a good week, and I'll catch up with y'all later.